honestly, I was a really stubborn fucking person, dude. So going back and talking to my past life, especially, but in my past, I was very stubborn headed, dude. And it didn't take me till I fucking, OD'd, a bunch of fucking times, and almost like I had a hallucination like last time I fucking OD'd, and it was a very real kind of like, out of body, like, conscious, like stuck in my conscious type of thing. That's what seeing that kind of reality. I mean, I'll explain it a little bit, but basically, I OD'd off Xans, and I was kind of like caught up in like an out of body kind of state. Like I was in my conscious, like I was not here at all whatsoever. And I had like this dream. I want to say maybe hallucination. I don't know, of basically my own funeral, dude. Because for the longest time, I had like terrible dreams, since my dad passed away. I had this recurring dream of his funeral for the longest time. So I almost thought it was his, going, back again. I was dreaming about, the same funeral and everything. And it wasn't until I saw, when they opened the casket and everything, I saw the family and whatever else, open the casket, and I saw my own face in it. And then I turn around and see someone tap my shoulder, and it was my fucking dad, right there being like, don't make the same fucking mistakes, I have. It was like, oh shit, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying go fucking OD and, do that shit, you know what I mean? And fucking, have hallucination, but there's going to be at some point, like at some point, in life that life is going to tell you, wake the fuck up, and it's going to be different for every fucking person, just have the strength to fucking really look at it, and to really fucking look at yourself and being like, I'm the total wrong right now. And I need to fucking do whatever I need to do to get out of here. And I feel like it's because my mind could have never accepted that he was really gone. And that's why that same fucking scene kept on replaying in my head. But it wasn't until I saw my own fucking scene, or like maybe just like a future thing or something telling me that, I was going to go soon if I fucking stayed on the same path that I was going to, that I really snapped out of it. And then it was just like, I literally went down the line and cut everything off. Because I was hooked on so much shit, bro. And it was like throughout my entire childhood, it was like going down the line and breaking each addiction. Like starting from like, leaning cocaine, going down to perks, going down to Adderall, going down to, fucking Xans and bars, and, going down to alcohol and cutting out, alcohol and shit. And even now, I do fucking fuck up sometimes, because I was an alcoholic when I was younger. I'll, have like maybe a beer or two, but that's really it. I really try to limit myself to that. And that's it. And smoking weed. That's really it. Even right now, I'm dealing with the addiction of fucking, vaping and shit. And I just now, I've stopped hitting the disposables and shit, and I'm going, to the box mods to go down in milligrams from, the nicotine shit. So going from 50 milligrams to now I'm 35. So just trying to do whatever, I can. All I've wanted to do, is just to always be in the best mental state that I could be in. That's why I make music, is to keep the therapeutic experience going, to never, ever have to come back to any of these past habits and let them ever fucking control me ever again. And that's it. As selfish as it sounds, I really am doing it for myself, because this is what I love. It wasn't really so much for anybody else, but more so, at the same time though, I would like to, to inspire people to kind of, look at me as, just some regular fucking, white boy, had drug issues, whatever else, turning himself around, maybe being inspired by that, and inspired to, go and run to their dreams, because it's not as out of reach as you really think it is, if you really put the time and effort to do it. And that's all I want to show, because I won't let anybody deny it. I did fucking put in the time and effort, that I needed to, whatever I needed to do to be here, I did fucking practice on my vocals for a whole 2.5 years before I even, wanted to get out to anybody, until I felt to a place where I was comfortable. And then another whole two years building just my album and building my sound even more. I do come from a background where, I did have a lot more than a lot of kids did back in, when they were growing up, So it was almost like, I guess it was more so expected that, I was, already gonna, I didn't have to do anything, it's already expected of me to kind of like, just, I already have money, like I'm already good, I'm not gonna do shit with myself, like, oh yeah, like you're rich, like you don't have any problems, like what are you gonna do with yourself, you can just pay your way through everything, and like that's how it really was for like the majority of my life, and like how even friendships were, you know what I mean? Whenever I tried to, you know, be friends with somebody, it was like they wanted something out of me at the same time, you know. But who could blame them? You know what I mean? Like they've never seen anything like that, you know. And it's just, but it gets held against me even to this day. Even now, like people don't think I've worked for anything that I've done, and it's just not, you know, not truly like believing that, because they were never there for all the times that I, you know, spent in my room, you know, writing lyrics every single goddamn day, you know, going to my homie's studio every single goddamn day, and, you know, doing songs. Like they weren't there for any of that, because I mean, you could pay your way to, you know, get onto a radio station, but for the song to actually sound good and to get any traction off it for real, like it's a whole nother story. You know what I mean? So, and it was like, I mean, I felt like for the longest time, because I had all these things, I felt like I couldn't really create any opportunities for myself, because I thought it was like, you know, more unfair, you know, for everybody else. You know what I mean? But if anybody else is in my shoes, I feel like if they want to go live the dream, they'd be doing the same thing I'd be doing. So why fucking hold that against myself? You know what I mean? Had that hold me back, just because I come up from a different, you know, background from everybody else. You know, I'm still human. I still have, you know, the same problems. And that's another thing I want people to recognize as well. You know what I mean? Just because I have money doesn't mean I didn't have to work for anything. I'd probably stand by myself and be like, you see all these people right here? Like, I'd probably be looking at all the people from my high school. They're not going to be around by the time you're out of here. You know, all you're going to have is yourself and your family and maybe a girlfriend. And that's it. You know what I mean? By the time you're out of this shit, no one's gonna fucking care. Everybody's gonna be doing their own goddamn thing. And this is what you're gonna have. So start fucking working with, you know, what you have, you know, that's close to you. Stop worrying about everything else.